Hello, 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 and welcome Monday morning. Woo, 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 woo. Ooh, hello, Candice. Welcome. I believe you did have a fabulous weekend. So, in that beautiful, glorious energy of nature. So, welcome back. Everybody, today's Monday. It's the moon's day. And the sun is still in Cancer. Goes next week. Next week. It enters into Leo. That's next week. Woo! We enter into Leo season. The fire. And the moon is in Leo. And so with the sun in Cancer and the moon in Leo, they can have a mutual reception, meaning that they can sort of switch their energies, which is quite nice. Even though the moon does like to be in Leo, right? He feels good in Leo. It's like a good feeling. Everything's good vibes. And we have the Saturn and Venus coming together. So we have that going on. It's not a bad day. It's a pretty good day. Excuse me. The moon will be void of course. Even though it's void of course, I think this is like still we can still get into some real creative endeavors and get things moving for us. And I wanted to do a discovery today with us and just talk about that's me and Jared, Cancer and Leo. Just going, just flowing with the energies. Cancer and Leo is you're leading your intuitive senses. So I want to talk a little bit because we're in Leo and because we're in Cancer. They are very highly intuitive energies, right? Listening to your intuition, listening to your guides or the voices that come in your head. That doesn't mean that you're insane, but might. But listening to that energy that's coming through. And each of us has a leading intuitive sense. So we all have it. We all have this beautiful intuition. And you already know what yours is. But, sometimes we're unsure because we question a lot. We question, I don't know if I heard that right. I don't trust my feelings. I don't trust my heart. You hear people say that all the time. It's like, oh, but I know it's in my heart. I know this person really loves me. And I just know it to be true. And you can convince yourself, but sometimes, you just know that it isn't true and it's really not it. But sometimes you just, you may know. Anyways, won't go down that rabbit hole. So when you're leading or when you're trying to tap into your intuition, it's good to take and close your eyes and take a moment and think of the happiness or the awareness of your happiest memories. So going in, tuning in, when was I the happiest, and it could have been when you were at the beach. It could have been when you were, it could be a Christmas time moment. It could be a birthday time moment. It could be just you and somebody just sitting at a bench, whatever, those happy things that made you happy, feel very joyful. So taking some time and tuning into that feeling. And allow yourself to relax and let yourself come into those joyful times to come forward. So witness it, how it took shape. Are you instantly there, or is it taking form around you through images, feelings, and sounds? So you begin to really tune in. So you begin to really see how you are forming that visual. Or if you're not visual, maybe you're forming that sense or getting a feeling of, right? Many people, when they close their eyes, they're going to pop right into that. Many people are not going to pop into that. It might take a moment. It's like, oh, wow, that time we were on the beach. And you just start feeling that energy that when you were on the beach. Others are coming in and they're right there. When people say they're soulmates, I give it It's a year tops. Yes, I know. We'll talk about soulmates, but not today. So open your eyes, and then when you open your eyes again, in what way did your memory reveal? And what senses were the strongest? That's going to give you a sense of how you receive your information. And like you're toning a muscle, you can develop other ways to tune into your intuition. It's just a matter of will and practice. So, when we're doing this, and especially with this energy, and we're coming into this energy, this is a really beautiful energy to tap into. We're in a waxing phase, so things are opening. We have a beautiful crescent moon. The energies are in Leo, and we have the Cancer energy. So, this is really getting us able to tap in. And there's many ways to perceive the love of source, but when we focus on it specifically to help us to develop. So when we start to focus on a certain energy to help us to focus, and let's be fun and whimsical and focus on the unicorn energy, because I feel like unicorns are coming in pretty strong this summer. So we're going to focus a little bit and bring them in. And they're whimsical and they're loving. And so when we focus on this unicorn energy, the more we practice these techniques, the more easily we'll ascend to them. As we trust this guidance of our soul and our vibration, aligning to our source, our clear senses will blend together. Things will just start coming together for us. And our intuitive guidance won't just come from our sight, but we will be received through an embodied sense of simply being our true selves. So, have you ever experienced that sense of everything in your life just flowing in perfect harmony, and it's just going, and you're just going with that flow, right? And it's constant joy, right? So, developing these senses and bringing forth the energies is allowing us to come into that flow. And as I say, it is a practice. It is a practice every day of us grounding, tuning into ourselves, of how do we feel, what's going on, do we feel off, are we feeling sad, did we start something new, say a new meditation, and that meditation is making you feel a little bit weird or a little bit off, and that's because it's really retuning you. Or like today, I went back to the day one for my yoga practice. And I'm glad I did, because it really brought me back into really centering on my core and really centering on how I am flowing and breathing. So coming back into a breath and allowing myself to come into some breathing and centering and going into my core. That helps me to come into more of my intuition. It helps me to come into more of where I want to put my energies for the day. Because many times when we start a practice, we just hop from one to another, to another one, to another one, to another one, right? So we don't take time or take our time to really review and dive into that of what we are trying to learn. And I found that with the yoga is a really good example for me, is because I was going up and I was already going into day 22. And I thought, yay, going into day 22 with this. And I thought, I just got a little nudge to go back. And I'm like, well, why do I want to go back? I just want to continue. It's like, I just want to get this done. But I want to make this a part of my life. I want to make this a daily routine of something I do. So if I'm going to make it something that's really a part of me, I really have to make sure I understand the core. I understand how it is, how I'm feeling, coming into how I am perceiving things and how I pick them up. And that way we are able to work with the energies, and even if we don't want them or something's coming forward, to deflect them. Because our first thing is when we're doing something, either is to get it done, receive the message, I'm done, okay, well, go away, kind of thing, instead of allowing for it to come in with the flow. When we look at, say, clairvoyance, this way of the thing is about, the clear senses and clairvoyance, um, is a way of interpreting intuitive guidance comes through our sight, either that our physical eyes or our third eye. So a lot of times when people are clairvoyant, they just don't see the apparition or the information that comes to them through their third eye. And the clairvoyants can see the energy around people, objects, and their spirit guides, and translate the inner guidance through forms, patterns, pictures, and symbols. So many of those who, if you're wanting to focus on that and work on that, there are steps in what we can do in order to bring that more into your attunement, more into your alignment. In my experience, the clear sense most of us wish to embody. But if we carry fear of the unknown, see, that's the thing. Carrying fear of the unknown, because we get afraid, oh my God, what if I see the ghost? Many times when I have taught intuitive classes and tapping into your intuition, fear comes in because you don't want to see, or you're afraid you're going to see the dark or the innate untrapped potential in the truth, all the same fear. But we'll struggle to develop it until we're ready to move through our shadows. Shadow work is going to be a huge like, my guys, I love my guides. They're like, it's a huge promotion. We're promoting the shadow side. So my guides are coming in and showing me that it's where this is going to be very predominant in our development in the next coming years. The more we start developing and working with our shadow side, the more we are going to be feeling our strength, our courage, our love, gratitude, and coming into those values, right? I think I'm feeling them, and their anxiety is worse than seeing them. Because you're perceiving it before it actually comes in. So when we're working with the shadows, so in truth, there's nothing to fear in the spirit world. It's only the demons we carry that we project out into the world. If we face them, they'll dissolve. When you stand in your power and you face whatever is that fearful, demonic energy or what you are perceiving to be demonic, many times when I've gone into homes and they're like, oh, all of this is happening in my house and all of this is, my house is crazy, it's unsettled. And as I go through the homes, it's like, okay, you guys got to clean your house. You got to dust. You got to straighten out things. I had one house and it was, I just cannot forget it, but one home, and it was beautiful. Like, this is like a 12,000 square foot home. And I mean, the kids had their own part of the house with their bedroom and laundry and sitting room. And then the parents had their part of the room, and then a huge living room and an up walkway going along the top that you can look down into the living room and everything. And then a huge basement and the whole bed, right? So the thing was, when I went into the home was like, there's a beautiful energy in the home, yet it was always feeling off. And there was a few things that were kind of wonky with the family anyways. But one of the things is that they allowed the dog to shit anywhere in the house. It was a little dog. So the dog could go and shit anywhere. You go downstairs, there's shit, literally shit in the house. So I'm like, okay, first of all, you guys got to train your dog not to shit in the house anymore. Like, honestly, like, discipline your dog not to do that, because you're just showing that any energies can come in here and shit in your house. The next thing was the dirt, how dirty it was. And her area where she did facials and massage and eyelashes and all that kind of stuff. Her area was clean, it was pristine, and it felt good, and she had incense and saged it and the whole bit. The rest of the house felt like shit, literally. And then she had a daughter who even got married, has left. She was gone for a year. The daughter had a bunny in her room, and her room was like bigger than my living room. And the bunny poop was everywhere. Bunny stuff was everywhere. What? And stuff. So in comes number 2. There you go. So it was pretty disgusting. Like, and this is where when you're coming into what you are wanting to create, right? Make sure that you're in a nice area, that you're feeling everything is cleared out. And many times, because you're afraid, and this, we're going back to the fear, it's because things around you are all clogged. Like, you're not even taking care of your mundane world. So if you're not taking care of your mundane world in this earth walk, how are you taking care of spirit? Because that's an inward reflection, is reflecting your outside world. So your inward world is shitty. Literally, when you see shit like that all over, yeah, this is shitty. So how are you going to clean this up, right? That's where your family waits for you to start and ask for things. They do. It is. It's just, yeah, it's just the way. It just makes, good for alive, right? So one of the things when we are coming into it is to be thankful, breath, and reset. Now, there's exercises we can go through. I'm not going to go through them today, but we have exercises that I'm going to go through this week, so that we can start setting into and stepping into your intuition. So I want to start bringing in, because the energies, and especially as we go into Leo and we go into that full moon, this is opening us up for us to begin to work with our intuition and start to work with our shadows and get you to see, okay, this is where I may need help. And maybe even, hey, you never know, maybe you want to sign up for mentoring and coaching, and to help to develop this even further on a one-to-one. So when you get into your clairvoyant, you see yourself as a visual person, someone who enjoys art, color, form, and someone who notices the small details in everything, like spelling mistakes. You often sense images when listening to people and music, and when reading books. So a lot of times, reading books is a good one. When you read a book, those images start to appear, like you're reading them, and you could see the people, you could see the, as whatever the writer has written out. One book that is really good for visuals is Harry Potter. Reading Harry Potter. So go and grab yourself the first Harry Potter edition and begin to read it, because the way she describes things is really beautiful. Eat, Pray, Love is another one. Those are the only two that come to mind. There's probably many, many others. Or Harlequin Romance. I mean, if you want to get into certain visuals, a Harlequin Romance. Or 50 Shades of Grey. There's another one if you want to get a little risque. It's a beautiful romance. Those visuals, I mean, that you can get into the visual energy of that. So you have vivid or precognitive dreams, which which you can visualize after waking. So I know I do. I get very visual dreams. My dreams the last few days, there's been some really weird things happening. And I haven't been taking notes of my dreams lately, which I think I need to go back to, and taking notes of what was going on with my dreams. But I know my dreams have a theme at times when things are going to change. So certain energies or people come in my dreams that I may not know, but they feel like they're guides that are coming in to talk to me. You see faces and forms and things that others may bypass, like faces of nature, spirits, images from a tree, or a face formed in an abstract painting all the time. I don't know about you. I could be looking at some bricks and I'll see a face in the brick. I can I can look at a tree and I see the energy of a tree. I posted one time. I was waiting at a light and I said, "What do you guys see?" And I saw these two trees and they looked like two people. You know, the way that and sometimes when I'm watching the pine trees out here, I can see different energies or images that coming in with the trees, right? And as I'm watching the trees, I can sort of picture, oh, there's her hair, there's her head, and her arms out there, and some of them have a flowing outfit, some of them have sort of they're radical and they're kind of gnarly. Um, and coming into those energies. I love watching trees. I do, because trees give you a sense and you can really get into the energies. And when the wind blows through the trees and you watch the leaves, right, or the branches, and as they shake, it's like they're speaking to you. There's an energy that comes through that. It's just fabulous. Or abstract paintings. Picasso. I love looking at Picasso because he does have a picture, a painting that he did of his girlfriend that he was totally madly in love with. Now, when you look at that one painting, you would say, like, you loved her? Like, this is like really kind of fucked up guy. Well, you know, Picasso in later years was a little bit of an alcoholic and they took a few drugs. So, besides that, when you look at the painting, there is something there. You can see in the detail, or you see in his strokes, in how he was creating. So if you haven't ever studied painting or understanding, you know, different strokes and different methods of painting, for being a clairvoyant, I think that would be something very beautiful for you to look into and take up. And it really enhances a lot of spark within somebody in taking up something to do with the arts. You may also see sparks of light, color, or form as your spirit team approaches. Sparks on the wall. If you're looking at a wall, and sometimes you'll just see a spark there. Sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're white, sometimes they're purple. I get all different colors at times. And sometimes the sparks will come even at the lights are all out, and you know there's no glare or anything coming in, but there's a spark that comes up on your wall. These can be your peripheral vision until you're ready to see in full impressions. So you could be seeing them out of the side of your eye, things like that. Other things that are really where you'll be in a pitch dark room at night and your eyes are closed. And as your eyes are closed, it feels like a bright white light coming in and around you. And then you open your eyes up and there's nothing there. So when we're developing our our I'm going to call it our univoyance, our unicorn voyance. For you'll be using the etheric eye. So this is where as a unicorn, this is where the unicorn eye is, right? That is there. I don't like it when I close my eyes and they come flying at you. Ooh. I'm like, ooh. I love it when I can bounce and fly when in my dreams. Or that I feel like I can just bounce up and I can just move, right? I'm realizing there's a lot I don't like. Well, then start focusing on what you do like. As soon as you know what you don't like, start looking at what you do like. What's the opposite of it? I like it when they don't fly at me. I like it when they sit with me. So the reason why we bring in these gifts, or even bring in the gifts of the unicorn, we use as a template of our third eye horn, is to help us to expand our vibrations to meet the wisdom of the creation. And likewise, it helps us to remember our royal self and to sustain this dignity throughout our life. Our third eye, or our third eye horn, also supports and recognition of our path, power, and purpose. For it lets light in. creating a higher vibrational bridge of source. And when we used it in meditation, or when we bring it into our healing, this is allowing for clarity to come in. So when we come in and we start really working onto our third eye and the vibration of our third eye, this is allowing for this energy to start to come in and start to form. So feeling centered. So bring your right index finger and touch, just touch here on your third eye, in the middle of your brow. And begin. I just felt like some of you are like, whoa, hold on here. What are we doing? Begin to go clockwise along here. Just draw it. Allow yourself just to draw it. Do this. Okay. And as your finger, just take your finger now away from your brow. Slowly take it away. You are retracing your etheric thorn. So as you're pulling it away, continue doing the circular spiral, allowing it to come out. Come out. And come out. Now rest your hands in your lap. For a few moments, focus your attention on your third eye. So close your eyes, just focus your attention there. Breathing deeply, powerfully, activating this clairvoyance. Deep breaths in and out. There's nothing to fear. Okay, there's nothing to fear or resist. Your loving soul and unicorn guides are ever present with you. Stay centered. Now open your eyes slowly. Look around your space. Don't attach to anything. Just look at your surroundings. Now closing your eyes again. Intend that your third eye shows you what you just saw by imprinting it on your inner vision. Allow a few moments for the pictures to form. With your eyes still closed, gently move your head again as you were looking at your space. So just keep your eyes closed and just move as if you're scanning with your eyes open. And use the power of that beautiful unicorn horn to show you everything as if your eyes were open. Don't force this to happen. Take your time and trust your ability. Take a deep breath and come back and give thanks for your unicorn energy. This exercise can help to sharpen your sight and your physical sight. The more you start working with this energy, the more you're going to start working with your clairvoyance. And that's what we're going to stop today, because tomorrow we're going to go into some more clairs. And so the more we start working with this, of us developing our third eye, because our third eye is connected to our solar plexus, right? So into our belly button. And you can really connect them by putting your finger into your belly button and a finger on your third eye and pulling up on your belly button. That helps you to connect the two, right? And below your belly button is your hara. So that beautiful hara energy and connecting with the essence of self. So we're coming in, and we're coming in to harness the energies of self, to begin to trust the energies that are coming in, and even the things that we are fearing. So for fearing some things, like, as Kanda was saying, when things starting to fly at you, and when you're starting to come in and you're trusting and you're allowing them to come in. And I feel like as they're flying there, it's like almost where they're trying to find a seat in your audience, to take a place in your audience. So I feel like it's almost like trusting that they're just trying to find a seat in your audience so that you are able to envision them even more clearly. But of course, when something's flying at you, it is overwhelming and it can be very frightful. So honoring that within self is important too. Okay. So this, I mean, we're in this beautiful energy to really to begin to develop our intuition. So because when we trust our intuition, we're not giving our power over to others. We're trusting in what we know is true to us. And sometimes with doing that, that's big steps that we have to take. That's big steps. That's big girl and big boy underwear putting on, right? We got to put those panties on because we're stepping into our power and we're not allowing others to step upon us. So we're coming in, and we're coming in with that forward heart motion or forward chest moment energy of allowing ourselves to embrace this is who we are. We're coming in with our truth, our grace, and our love in all that we do and say and be. And we do that when we start to develop and trust our intuition. And I feel it is an important thing to do, and connecting with nature and connecting. Do this exercise outside if you wish, and just do it out in your backyard. You could do it sitting on a bench, in a park, wherever. You can do it, just in your house, in the office. So taking that time today and developing those beautiful energies, and begin to call in your fairies, and begin to call in the beautiful energies of the unicorns. And the unicorn comes in with a really strong healing energy. Unicorns vibrate at the 7th and 8th dimension. So when working with this energy of the unicorns, it's really bringing in a higher dimensional energy that is helping us to work with our shadows and not to be afraid of our shadow side, so that we can heal it and integrate it and love it, because it is a part of us. And this is this journey that we are on right now, and we're taking some beautiful steps to step into who we truly are. And it's a lifelong journey, it really is. But it's just one step at a time, and that's what we have to do each and every day. We got up, we put on our big girl and big boy panties, I hope. And we got ourselves ready for the day. We're here, and we're taking those steps forward in the directions that our soul, our earth walk, is unfolding for us. So have a fabulous day. If anybody is wanting to have questions about personal transformational mentoring or coaching, definitely get a hold of me, because I'm a love of life coach, and I want to bring in transformational mentorship and coaching for you, so you can make the shifts in all parts of your life, your career, your business, your life design, and your spirit, so that you can live your life to the fullest. Have a blessed one, and may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all that you be, in all that you do. Have a blessed day, everybody, and continue moving forward. Blessings.